Should we be caring if our students are doing their work? I know that's like a loaded question, and obviously the answer should be yes, we should care. But at what point can we kind of stop caring and leaving it up to them? I teach ninth graders and I used to teach eighth graders, and I feel like when I was teaching junior high, I cared a lot more about whether or not they were getting their work done because I felt like it was kind of more on me to make sure that they were learning the content, doing the work, stuff like that. But now that I teach high school, it feels like I can kind of let up a little bit because my thought process is like, if you want to go to college or you want to get a good grade, that's kind of on you. And don't hear what I'm not saying. I say, please stop talking, do your work, do your work, do your work, sit down, do your work a million times a day. It's not like I'm not reminding them constantly. I'm just saying, at what point is it kind of off of us and kind of on them to get their own work done? Because you guys have to remember, I have 165 students, and if I'm telling every single one to do their work every time they're a little bit off task, that's just my whole life. So there's a huge part of me that gets so annoyed when students aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. But then there's also a huge part of me that is like, okay, let them fail. I don't mean like literally fail. I just mean let them fail, let them not do their work, and then they'll realize, oh shoot, I should probably be paying attention when my teacher is telling me to do my work. But then it's also kind of like, I know that you're not going to do well if you don't do your work, so just listen to me and trust me. But I remember when I was in high school, my mom used to tell me things and be like, trust me, if you don't do this, this is going to happen. And I'd be like, okay, yeah, like whatever. And it really does take your own trial and error to realize like, oh shoot, they're actually right. So I guess my question is like, what are we doing? Are we letting them fail, letting them realize on their own? I don't want them to fail. I don't want them to fail. I don't want them to do bad. I know my class is so easy if you just pay attention and do your work. And I'm trying to scream that from the rooftops. Like, guys, just trust me. But I do feel like freshman year is their time to figure out, oh shoot, I can't just do absolutely nothing and get a good grade. I actually have to pay attention, do what I'm supposed to be doing. But also at the same time, nothing makes me more annoyed and more mad when I have kids just sitting there not doing anything. And I so badly just want to be like, hey, can you please do what you're supposed to be doing? And I definitely do that often. But what are we doing? I'm so stuck between like, I'm a teacher and it's my job to make sure they're understanding the material and they're doing their work. But at the same time, they're 14, 15 years old and they do need to learn from their mistakes. I don't know. Help me.